LeBron James confesses to the press that he had a torn tendon in his foot. Sports writers say the Dodgers are in a league of their own, but not in a good way. And the Chargers' Sebastian Joseph accuses the feds of sexual assault. Good morning, I'm James. This is your daily dose of sports and snark for the greatest sports city in the world, Los Angeles. This is the faithful Angelenos Morning Report. It's March 27, 2023. We added a new subscriber to the Angelino familia yesterday. Thank you. I appreciate every last one of you who gets in on the ground floor. And if you like the content we put out about LA sports, clickety-clack the like button. Clickety-clack the subscribe button. There's a notification bell. Hit that. It'll let you know when we drop new content. Sharing is caring. Let people know we exist. And by all means, comment. It was a weird day yesterday, so we're going to have some fun with it. Now, before we go through the news and notes, we'll look at the scoreboard. LeBron, he went from out to doubtful to questionable to hell yeah, I'm playing in the span of 3 hours. Having said that, the Chicago Bulls came to play too, and they wind up with a 118-108 victory over the Lakers. Now, James scored 19 points off the bench, but LA slides back under the 500 level again. They are still in the play-in tournament. If the season ended today, they're in 9th position. Meanwhile, the LA Kings, Adrian Kempe, Victor Arvidsson, they each scored 2 goals. Kings 7, St. Louis 6. Meanwhile, today, Chicago and the Clippers will face off at 7:30. Kawhi Leonard is probable. You might remember he got smacked in the face in Saturday's game. He had a facial contusion. Fancy pants name for bruise. They were worried that he might have broken a bone in his head, but that didn't happen. So, let's talk some Lakers. Here's the thing that really caught me after the game on Sunday. All this time that LeBron was out, and he'd missed 13 games, everything was vague. Everything. Oh, he's going to get reevaluated in 2 weeks. Oh, no, they might shut him down for the year. Hey, he's going to come back with 2 weeks to go. And LeBron is like, I'm not saying a damn thing. Stop it. But I am working out 3 times a day because I'm such a stud. You know what I mean? It was all vague. It was this way, that way, the other. So he never really said what the hell was exactly going on until after the game. And then he let the bomb drop. He had a torn tendon in his foot. That's suboptimal. So he said that he went to the doctor, and the doctor recommended surgery, and LeBron said no. He'd rather get a second opinion. Second opinion said go get surgery, and LeBron said no. Basically, LeBron went doctor shopping until he found the, quote, LeBron James of feet, unquote. The LeBron James of feet? Who goes to a medical school to become the LeBron James of anything? I'm in my early 50s. I'm supposed to get checked down there every year. Hey guys, does anybody know the LeBron James of the sigmoid colon? Who wants the LeBron James of anything in medicine? What are we talking about? Right? I mean, and besides that, how good is this LeBron James of feet? LeBron has missed 27 games this year. That ties him for a career worst in terms of time missed. To me, it looks like he's been saying the Lonzo Ball of feet, the Luke Walton of feet, the Samaki Walker of feet. I don't know, man. I mean, I realize that LeBron James is all about branding. But saying your doctor is LeBron James of feet is kind of like pushing Space Jam 2 to get nominated for an Academy Award. The LeBron James of feet. How are you going to... I just don't get the idea of like trying to sell something as the blank of blank, right? Hey, guys, I'm a little hard up for cash. Does anybody know the LeBron James of short-term lenders? I mean, hey, honey, things are getting a little stale in the bedroom. Would you be okay if I took you to the LeBron James of wife swapping and S&M parlors? The LeBron James of feet. By the way, I'm still in Portland. In case you were wondering, I'm currently in the LeBron James of crack houses for a hotel. There you go. Now, to be sincere or serious about where the Lakers are, they're probably making the playoffs, but they're not out of the woods yet. Like I mentioned earlier, they're in 9th place in the Western Conference. And if you notice, the teams beneath them, the ones you thought would give them a challenge, are just dropping fast. Portland has probably made the decision to shut Damian Lillard down for the rest of the year. So they're going to be lottery bound. The Dallas Mavericks mortgaged their entire future to go and add Kyrie Irving. And they wouldn't be in the play-in tournament if the season ended today. They could miss. So the Lakers are in decent condition, but they're not healthy yet either. It's not just LeBron. It's not just whether or not you can trust Anthony Davis. D'Angelo Russell has missed the last 2 games with a hip issue. Now, regarding yesterday's game, you might remember how former Laker, current Bull Patrick Beverley vowed to make sure the Lakers wouldn't make the postseason. So he had a great time on Sunday. Oh, he was laughing his ass off at LeBron, at Laker fans, Shannon Sharpe, and to be honest with you, fine. Because his goal was to make sure the Lakers didn't qualify. You can cheer as much as you want for a regular season victory, dude. That don't make me no never mind. I ain't sweating that. So yeah, the LeBron James of feet is apparently out to save the Lakers season. MLB.com, their news section is getting extremely weird because instead of power rankings, they have decided, their sports writer decided to come out with 9 tiers of contenders, where your team ranks in terms of your contender or pretender. The top level, well, there were 6 teams in that group, including the Padres. That group was called World Series or Bust. The Dodgers weren't in that group. For that matter, they weren't even in Tier 2. They were in Tier 3, all alone. That Tier 3 was basically named something along the lines of, you had a lousy offseason, but we're giving you the benefit of the doubt because you're the Dodgers. That's pretty much the name of the tier. And that's going to be a common refrain that you guys are going to hear a lot about over the course of this week leading up to the opening day. They did have a lousy offseason. Last year's team, everybody was convinced that was going to be the greatest lineup of all time. Then they wound up and they lost Trey Turner, Justin Turner, and Gavin Lux got hurt. So then you're sitting there going, okay, well, what about the rotation? It's still iffy. You don't necessarily know what you're going to get after Julio Urias and probably Kershaw. You know, you got Dustin May, who's still less than a year removed from coming back from Tommy John surgery. Noah Syndergaard, you think you might have something there, but you don't know yet. So the Dodgers, they always have a way of making something out of nothing. So the sports writers, they don't want to write them off, but they don't want to give them too much credit or too much of a push going into the season either. Keep an eye out for that. Sebastian Joseph Day, a defensive lineman for the Chargers, formerly of the Rams, accused TSA at John Wayne Airport of sexual assault. Yeah, he's in the line where, you know, you have to go through and you get scanned, and they pulled him aside, and according to him, he asked them to stop. Stop doing what? We have no idea. And then 3 officers, quote, swarmed him. Swarmed. He's 6'4", 310 pounds. They swarmed him. Oh, really? I mean, you're a 310-pound defensive tackle. You are a professional athlete in a sport known for alpha male behavior, and you're claiming you got swarmed by 3 tubby little government employees who never lifted a weight in their life. Swarmed. Really? Color me skeptical. You were in the prime of your physical condition with a Super Bowl ring, and you got swarmed by 3 middle-aged schlubs. Swarmed. I don't want to make fun of sexual assault, But you've got to try a lot harder, dude, to convince me that you just got Me Too'd. I don't buy it yet. I'm going to need a little more data on this. Sebastian Joseph Day allegedly gets Me Too'd in Orange County. USC football is halfway through spring practice. Now, The Athletic says they're keeping tabs on the Trojans. They believe that safety Zion Branch is on a path to make an impact. You might recall he was supposed to make an impact last year, but he got injured over the summer, didn't play at all during the season. Branch can play either safety position. Now, to be clear, he is not cleared for contact yet, but he's claiming he's 100% and ready to go. And yes, he is the older brother of incoming wide receiver Zachariah Branch, who is definitely has all the makings of an impact player on offense. The other thing that strikes me about the first couple of weeks of USC's football spring practice is that despite the crash and burn against both Utah in the Pac-12 title game and Tulane in the Cotton Bowl, incoming transfers to the school were basically sold on how quickly Lincoln Riley produced positive results over at USC. And that includes the incoming talent on defense, I might add. Multiple transfers used the phrase that the team is, quote, just missing a few pieces, unquote. And they think they are the missing piece. So, despite what you saw on New Year's Day, the recruits like what they saw. Yesterday, I mentioned in passing a guy from LAFC, Dennis Bouanga, who won the match with a late goal. I just mentioned it in passing. That's on me. I undersold what that guy actually accomplished. I'd really like to amend that. The dude played a full 90 minutes in an international match just 2 days ago out in Turkey. Then he takes a 13-hour flight, arrives at LAX just an hour before kickoff, and he winds up scoring the game-winning goal. Even crazier, he flew the 13 hours on Frontier. That is macho. I can barely go for an hour and a half on Frontier without needing a chiropractor. Kings forward Blake Lizotte was suspended for Sunday's game because he cross-checked Winnipeg defenseman Josh Morrissey. I will say, I played hockey when I was young. Getting cross-checked sucks. But you know what's even worse? Morrissey got cross-checked in the face. That stings. Yeah, right here. Needed stitches. That is not the look that you want to take out on the streets of LA on a Saturday night when you're looking for chicks. They asked him for his reaction. Quote, my reaction is, it hurts a lot. No kidding. My reaction is, it hurts a lot. It was a careless play. It could have been my teeth. Thankfully not, unquote. So Lizotte missed last night's game. Of course, as we mentioned, the Kings still won. Alabama basketball has reached out to former USC guard Reese Dixon Waters because Dixon Waters is in the transfer portal because he knows that the way the depth chart is looking for USC, he's probably not going to crack the starting lineup. I don't want to tell another man how to live his life, but Mr. Dixon Waters, if you are listening, considering two Crimson Tide players... Considering that two Crimson Tide players are basically targeted in an alleged murder case, I'm not sure that's the school you want to go to. Not a good idea. You might want to pull that little party bus heading over to the SEC to the curb and point it in a different direction than Alabama. I mean, I will say this. Let's be real. If you want to be an athlete in a murder case, you are way better off at USC than you are at Alabama. Wouldn't you say? I mean, I love the Trojans, but let's be real. If you do well enough at USC, you can possibly get away with double murder. Not mentioning anybody specifically. Anyway, let me know what you think in the comments thread. Let me know what you think about the LeBron James of feet or Sebastian Joseph Day allegedly getting Me Too'd out in Orange County. And if you let me know, and if you enjoyed the content, don't forget to subscribe to Faithful Angelenos, because we're talking LA sports every single day here. Thank you for watching. I'm James. I'm going to get some sleep. We'll be back tomorrow. Faithful Angelenos is a Kian Corte El Queso production. Take care.